Tomorrow, we get to find out who was playing where at one time, doing what. So, what I thought I would do today is kind of go over some things that have been released. Thank God it's only one thing for the Dolphins, and kind of look at the Dolphins, who the opponents are, who we're going to play, strength of schedule means nothing, and kind of tell you what I look for in the schedule and all that stuff. So, let's preview what could possibly happen tomorrow. What is up, Finn fans? The eve of the schedule release. Now, today, there will probably be a buttload of things that will be released. I will show you something that happened yesterday, or a few things that happened yesterday. So again, I'm going to try my best to go radio silent on social media. I will definitely be radio silent on social media tomorrow, because that's really where you get to find out, like, week by week, it starts coming out like, oh, well, so-and-so's opening here and blah, 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 blah. But this is what already came out yesterday. Let's do this one. It's a little cleaner. This is what already came out yesterday. So the schedule's confirmed games so far. You got your week 1 opener is the Cowboys heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. I thought possibly it should have been either the Commanders or the Lions taking on the Eagles. I feel like that is a better competitive game. Obviously, Cowboys have a lot of fans, and it is a big division rival. But again, for me, my bang for my buck, that's what I kind of wanted. Then you have your Black Friday game is the Bears-Eagles. If the Bears are better, and if that offensive line that they built, and if there isn't a slump from Williams, I think that should be a really good game. Then we have Week 16's doubleheader. On Saturday is the Eagles-Commanders. That should be a good game. And the Packers-Bears, again, if the Bears can take that next step, this would be a very good doubleheader. Then our Christmas game, again, is the Chiefs. The Chiefs had the Christmas game last year. For you that don't know, Christmas this year is on a Thursday, so it's a Thursday night game. It'll be the Broncos versus the Chiefs. Kembo, Knicks, and the Broncos continue to build off the success that they had last year, taking on the Chiefs, who fell in the Super Bowl in a dramatic fashion with horrible offensive line play. More coming tomorrow and Wednesday. Follow, scroll, yada yada. I will not. I want to know. I don't want to know. I want fresh eyes tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna pop it up and be like, oh, I don't like this, or oh, this is fantastic. So, and also, if you watched yesterday's video, I talked about the fact that the Madrid game kind of already was released, where the Dolphins will be playing the Commanders in Madrid on week 11. Now, that is a rumor, but also kind of confirmed, because if you go and try to buy home, do you want to say it, or should I say it? Get it together, Doug. If you want to buy home game tickets for the Miami Dolphins, there's one game that is not there, and it's the Washington Commanders game. So when you look on the schedule, if, again, it is the week 11 Dolphins, Commanders, Madrid, we kind of already know that. And again, hopefully, cross my fingers, week 12 is our bye. I would prefer that. I give me a bye after week 9. I'm already getting a little ahead of myself when it comes to talking about the previews and stuff, but anything before week 9, please, for the love of everything holy, anything before, after week 9. So real quick, let's talk about the strength of schedule. The Miami Dolphins right now have the 9th easiest schedule going into the 2025 season. Take that and shove it right up. No, take that with the smallest, and I'm talking microscopic, itty bitty, the smallest grain of salt that you can possibly conjure up and make in a lab, because it means nothing. It means absolutely 1000% nothing. It means nothing. And how do I know it means nothing? I can give you a plethora of reasons why it means nothing, but I will give you this one. 2020, COVID year, the Miami Dolphins had the 3rd hardest schedule going into that year in 2020. Then, when the season was over on February 8th, 2021, where was the Dolphins ranked when it came to strength of schedule? Oh, 31st. They went from having one of the hardest at third to one of the easiest in 31st. Strength of schedule means nothing. Bupkis. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Good day, sir. I said good day, sir. So take the strength of schedule and the fact that the Dolphins have the 9th easiest strength of schedule. Just don't take it seriously. And I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. But I do want to look at our opponents coming up. And I do want to look at the quarterbacks we're going to be playing. Right? So you look at the quarterbacks that we possibly could be playing at home. And again, this most likely is not going to be home. You have Josh Allen, you have Drake May, and you have Justin Fields. Josh Allen is our kryptonite. The other two, I'm not too worried about. Drake May, again, will he take the next step or will it be a sophomore slump? Justin Fields, I worry about his legs. Outside of that, I am not worried about Justin Fields. Then you have Joe Burrow and you have Lamar Jackson, two very good guys. We've beaten them both any given Sunday. But again, those are really good quarterbacks. Then you have Justin Herbert. We're 2-1 against Justin Herbert. Yes, 2-1 against Justin Herbert. Not too worried about that. You have the Saints. Who's their starting quarterback? I don't know. Is it going to be Shuck? Is it going to be someone else? Is it going to be another? I don't know. They don't have Derek Carr anymore. Who knows? Then you have Drake. Jeez Louise. You have Baker Mayfield. Good quarterback. Hard fought, fights for every tooth and nail that he can get. Good quarterback. And again, you have Daniels, who will be playing overseas. So we got a good slate of quarterbacks that we are going to be playing this year at home. Again, Drake May is a big fat question mark to me. Justin Fields, I think he's a mid quarterback. Herbert's good. We don't know. Good. Like, it's like you got like 1, 2, 3. Like, if I'm going to stamp that I'm worried about playing, and again, no offense to Justin Fields, but we're 2-1 against him. He doesn't worry me as much as he probably should. I know the comment section is like, you should be really worried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks that have me worried. Now, obviously, we are going to play Josh Allen again away. Thankfully, less away games, but also we're playing in Spain, so it's kind of even keel. We are playing who? Shador, Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Pickett. I don't know. Who's the Browns starting quarterback? Steelers. Is it Skylar Thompson's revenge game? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Mason Rudolph? I think that's their other quarterback. I don't know. Colts. Is it Daniel Jones? Richardson? I don't know. You have Penix Jr. and you have Young. So we know these two. We'll know 5. The other 3, I honestly, sitting here right now, I can't tell you who their starting quarterback is. I have no idea. And the fact that they brought in Daniel Jones is not a guarantee that Richardson is going to be your starting quarterback. So, you look at the teams we're playing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that there's a big fat question mark at their quarterback position. And then you have, obviously the Jets and the Patriots. Drake May takes the next step. He had a solid rookie year. Not great, not bad. Justin Fields, we know what but we're going to, and then again, how is Young going to do? How is Michael Penix going to do? And obviously we know, like I said, you know who Lamar is. You know who Joe Burrow is. You know who Josh Allen is. We all know who Justin Herbert is. Jaden Daniels. Will he have a slump? Will he won't? And then Baker Mayfield. He could have a really good game. He could have a bad game. So there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to the quarterbacks we're going to be playing. So there's that. Also, take that with a grain of salt as well. And let me scoot over because I'm kind of cut off. And I've said this in previous years, and I've gotten flack from people saying, oh, so you're rooting for people to get injured? I will never, ever, 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 ever root for another player, team. I want the best team to face us at full health, right? Which seems to not happen with the Dolphins because we're always injured. But I want best team versus best team. I want the best team to come out the winner. Like, say we face the Buffalo Bills week 4 in Buffalo, right? I don't want Josh Allen to be injured. I don't want Joey Bosa to be injured. I don't want any of their starting offensive linemen, defensive linemen, wide receivers. I don't want any of. I want a full healthy Buffalo Bills team to take on a fully healthy Miami Dolphins team, and I want the best team. I want a good fight, but this is the NFL. So again, we look at the strength of schedule at 9th. We look at our future opponents who are going to be playing. We look at the quarterbacks. They might not be the quarterbacks that the Miami Dolphins face at the end of the year. And case in point, last year we looked at that gauntlet. Wow, that gauntlet. We got to take on the Packers. We got to take on the Browns in Cleveland. We got to take on the 49ers. We got to take on the Houston Texans. Oh my goodness, those are some good teams. We beat the Browns. We beat the 49ers. Like, they weren't the same team that we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year, especially the 49ers, especially the Browns. Everyone was so afraid to go in Cleveland face the Browns. It wasn't even that cold, and the Browns weren't even that good. So look at the schedule, have fun with this. I'm not going to give you my record prediction. I never do it until the Wednesday before the season starts. But take everything that you see with a grain of salt, because a lot can change. Players can get injured. Teams can, regress. I'm losing it. They can get worse. Things could happen. Some guys just have an off year. Some guys are just having a bad year. You never know. So we'll look at the schedule tomorrow, but let's not sit here and the sky is falling or get overly cocky or anything, because a lot can change. Look at the Miami Dolphins. We were 11-3. We had like a 3-game lead on the division, and then injury after injury after injury after injury. We went into the last 2 games not having Connor Williams, Isaiah Wynn, Raheem Mostert. I think Jalen Waddle was hurt. Javon Holland was hurt. Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel, Teron Armstead. Who else can I name? I think Christian Wilkins was banged up. Tyreek Hill was running on one leg. It's like I could just raffle off the list of injuries. So anything could change. Everyone was saying Dolphins are going to take the division, and we fell apart because of injuries. Some people might say other, but injuries played a huge part. So looking at that is a big thing, right? You're going to see these things. You're going to see the opponents. You're going to see it. Enjoy, have fun. That's the best part of tomorrow, but don't take it too seriously. The other thing, when do we play who and where and why? Now, obviously, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, I kind of look at things like, do I want to play home games in September at 1:00? Obviously, the Dolphins have a huge advantage. The NFL kind of seems to be slowly taking that away from Miami, but also at the other end of the spectrum, making us play cold weather games at the end of the year, which is kind of unfair. Me personally, if you're going to do that, and you're going to take away the home games because you're afraid of how hot it gets in Miami in September, which it does. I went to the Giants game in October, the middle of October. It was hot. And then last year I went to the Raiders game in November. It was beautiful. It was like 75, nice breeze. It was a beautiful day. If I had to choose, I prefer to have more home games at the end of the year. Get rid of the cold weather, right? So you're away, the potential away cold games is Cleveland, obviously our division rivals, Pittsburgh. That is it, which really bodes well for the Dolphins. Really, really bodes well for the Dolphins because, obviously you have the Jets, you have the Patriots, and you have the Bills. But you have the Panthers. Carolina can get cold. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say like, oh, but it's not frozen tundra. It's not Pittsburgh. It's not Philadelphia. It's not Buffalo. It's not Cleveland. It's not that cold. But it does. And then Indy's in a dome, right? You got Pittsburgh. You got Cleveland, the division rivals. I would prefer to play at home, and we have more home games, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically, we play Madrid, so it's even. I prefer to play at home later in the year, right? Give me like the last 3 games of the season at home. Cool. Because then all of a sudden you don't really have to worry about the cold, and it's not about, it's just a thing. The Tampa Bay doesn't play well in the cold. Jacksonville doesn't play well in the cold. 49ers, well, they kind of get cold, but you see what I'm saying? Like, warm weather teams don't play well in the cold, just like Buffalo doesn't play well at 1 o'clock in Miami. That's the last time we beat them, when it was hot. But I would prefer that. Again, like I said before, we play supposedly, it's all but confirmed, in Madrid week 11. I'd love for that week 12 to be a bye. I don't necessarily want week 10 to be a bye, but I wouldn't mind it. Just anything after week 9. Don't give me week 5 bye. Don't give me a week 6 bye, because then you have this long stretch at the end of the year. Let my team get healthy for the stretch that hopefully they're playing for. So there's that. I want a mid to late bye. I would prefer more home games late in the year, because I don't think they're going to give us 1 o'clock games in Miami at the beginning of the year. I'd like the home opener to be in Miami. I'd love the home opener to be in Miami against Buffalo, 1 o'clock. Give me Buffalo week 1. I'm not afraid of the smoke. Let's go, man. Give me one of these big opponents. Give me Buffalo. Give me Baltimore. Give me San Diego. Jesus, Doug. Give me the Chargers. Give me Cincinnati. Give me 1 o'clock week 1 home. I'll take that all day, every day. Get that, show me what this team is going to be for the rest of the year. Now, obviously, a lot can change, right? Like I said, the season goes on, things could change, but I'm not afraid of that. Or, if we're going to do away first, give me Buffalo in September. Give me New England in September. Give me the Jets. Give me Pittsburgh. Give me Cleveland in September, week 1 or week 2. Get those cold weather games. Give me the beginning of the year. Because if you're not going to let Miami play in Miami at 1 o'clock, then flip it around. And again, to me, this shows, what is this team going to be? Are we going to be a bad team, or are we going to be a team that's going to get trumped again by good teams? Or are we going to be a fighting team that is going to come out and scrap for some victories? So that's the other thing that I'm looking for. Then you have primetime games. The Dolphins tend to not play very well in primetime. Last year, we lost to Green Bay. We lost to Buffalo. What other primetime games did we have? Look it up. I'm sitting here talking. I just look it up. But I wouldn't be sad if we didn't get a lot of primetime games. Like, if they're like, look, you guys aren't great, so we're not going to give a lot of primetime games. Obviously, it depends on what your definition of primetime is. Because obviously the Madrid game is going to be on TV, but it's not prime time. 8 o'clock, the night games are prime time. Let me see. So we had the Thursday night game that we lost. That was a prime time game. We had the Monday night game against Tennessee that we lost. That was a prime time game. And both of those games were at home. What else did we have? We had the Rams game we won. That was a prime time game. Green Bay we lost. That was a primetime game. So I think we were 1-3 in primetime games, because I think another one of our games got flexed. I think it was Cleveland game. We were supposed to play Sunday night. It got flexed. So we were 1-3 in primetime games last year. We don't bode well in primetime games. So again, if I had to choose, I wouldn't be upset, right? Have Madrid be on TV. And again, I don't live in Florida. So back when I didn't have the Sunday ticket, because couldn't afford it, I would have to go to the bar, and I'd always hope, and besides the Jets games, I could watch the Jets games at home, but normally I would hope and pray that we get prime Monday night game, or every day I'm checking CBS and I would fast forward to 1 o'clock. Are the Dolphins playing? Jets have a bye, Giants have a bye. Are the Dolphins playing? They have the ticket, so it don't really matter to me. But I don't care if we have a primetime game or not. Earn it. We won 8 games last year. We didn't play well last year. And again, we don't play well in primetime. So I wouldn't be upset if we don't have any primetime games. But if we do have a Thursday game, are we home or are we away? Obviously, I'd prefer to be home because, you know, being a home team on a Thursday game, it does give you advantage. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be looking for tomorrow at 8 o'clock at the schedule, who we play, when we play them, how many cold games, how many warm games. Obviously Madrid, but again, to me, it's a foregone conclusion that we play them on the 11th, Washington, that is. Where's our bye? Hopefully it is week 12, and all that stuff. So comment below. What are you looking for in the schedule? What do you want to see? I did the math too. Since 2015, the Dolphins have played 24 games in September at home. And they've played 21 games at the end of the year in cold weather. So the Dolphins don't technically really screw us over that much. Lately, though, from 2020 to now, they kind of have been screwing us over a little bit. Especially after that one Buffalo game where they cried and OSHA, we got contact, OSHA's too hot. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Again, if you're on Twitter and you're like, hey, where have you been? I don't want it to be ruined because, again, so far we got some of the things that, you know, the Christmas Day. We don't know the Thanksgiving games, which, again, I don't think the Dolphins are playing a Thanksgiving team. Yeah, we don't play Detroit. We don't play. But, again, Green Bay was a Sunday night game. So comment below. What are you going to be looking for? What are your expectations? All that stuff. And then tomorrow I won't be live again, because if I go live, I feel like the chat's going to be like, hey, we're playing this and that. But at 8 o'clock, I'm going to record the video and I'll have it out probably by 8:30. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. But like usual, stay classy. If it's up.